Good morning. This is Judge Alyssa Perez presiding over the 210th District Court Civil Docket for March 1st, 2023. All matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all emergency orders and directives regarding COVID-19. In addition to that, we are streaming all matters live via YouTube for public viewing. Mr. Marufo, would you call our first case, please?
Second on page one, Judge. In cause number 2022 DCV 1580 Calvary SPI LLC et al. Versus Gustavo Guzman Canizales. Councilman and counsel, please.
Benjamin Joseph Gutierrez, on behalf of the plaintiff, ready to proceed?
Who's here on behalf of Gustavo Guzman Canizales?
He logged out. He's logging back in, Judge. Mr. Bobby Ramos. Good morning, Mr. Ramos.
Mr. Ramos, are you there?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
Okay, can you turn your
I'm
camera?
having some audio issues. Give me 1 second, please.
Sure.
All right, good morning, Your Honor. I don't know if you can hear me.
Can hear you. Now we.
Okay. I think the only problem is I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Oh, yeah. No stress.
Let me see, I'm trying to fix that.
You're covering
Okay.
everything, so if I have many, it'll just be a couple.
Okay, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, perfect. I can hear you now.
And so we're set for a scheduling status conference. Let me go back. Myrna, is this the one? I see, no, I see an objection. It looks like we were at a scheduling status conference back on the 14th of December. Mediation deadline, maybe you all had requested to bypass some type of scheduling of a trial to do something else. Maybe someone can give me an update about that.
Yes, it's my understanding, Your Honor, that the parties do intend to do some, I guess, serious negotiations. I don't know if I want to use the word serious, but they intend on negotiating after this hearing. That's my understanding, and so that's probably part of the reason why we requested the mediation at the moment for Went. So that's where my understanding of the parties are at. They intend to negotiate.
So I think that's what you all told me back in December. So what has happened since December?
That I personally do not know. So I wish I could tell the court explicit details, but I do not have that readily in front of me in terms of the notes that I've seen. So I don't know what has been said. Or
Ramos, do you have any information?
Your Honor, I'm in the same boat as Mr. Gutierrez. My notes don't say anything about the prior hearing or mediation attempts as well.
Okay, so we're going to set you for a DWAP in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Figure it out. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
understood, Your Honor. Thank you.
Who's next?
Staying on page one, Judge.
Hmm?
In cause number 2020 DCV 2345 David Jones versus El Paso Cowboy Construction LLC et al. Councilman and counsel, please.
Robert Riojas on behalf of the plaintiff, David Jones.
Albert Beal here for defendant Inez Cowboy Construction.
Harold Davis on behalf of PC Builders, Your Honor.
Final status conference, gentlemen. We have a jury trial in May. How are we doing?
I have some good news to report. I believe that we've been able to get an agreement done with Mr. Davis's clients. I think he had to get some final confirmation on the.
I can hear you, so if you want to mute yourself.
Mr. Ramos, you need to mute. Oh, I muted you. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Riojas.
I think Mr. Davis needed to confirm the exact payout terms, length of payments, those sorts of things. But I think I can report to the court that as far as Mr. Davis and his defendant clients, I think we've been able to get an agreement done.
Great.
So that's the good news. The bad news, I think I informed the court at the last hearing that my client had an unfortunate circumstance with some incarceration issues. What I've been told is that he is in the near future unlikely to be released. There's a bond hearing that's going to be set, I've been told, within 30 days. So I'm not sure what else I can tell the court, but I don't believe he's going to be available on our trial date.
Okay. Do you know, he's not in this court, is he?
No, Judge.
Okay. Okay.
I hope not.
All righty. So for now, Mr. Rojas, I did remember at the very least, maybe some communication issues, but you're right. I think you mentioned something like that. So we'll keep the settings for now and just see how things proceed in disposing of the claims with Mr. Davis. And then Mr. Beal, I'm just keeping dates as is for now. And if we have to continue past this date, then so be it. We'll do that.
That works for me, Judge.
Okay.
That's
Mr. Rojas,
fine, Your Honor.
yeah, we'll
That's
see.
fine, Your Honor.
Yeah,
Well,
Harold Davis.
Yes,
My
sir.
client has agreed to the terms, so I've already started drafting settlement documents for our participation.
Great.
And
So we'll
one
see.
one other thing, Your Honor, I have a 2 o'clock live hearing with you, and then I have 1:30. The Francis case is set live, I think, on that issue. And then I've got Zoom at 1:30. Can I attend the Zoom live? Because I can't do the Zoom at 1:30 and make it by 2.
So I'm going to say yes, but let me check on something. I don't see the setting. Myrna, can you double check for this afternoon? You're talking about this afternoon, right, Mr. Davis?
Yes, Your Honor.
I did not see that set for this afternoon.
Okay, well then I'll be in Zoom for those here.
But we need,
I think what happened was when we had the last live hearing, you set my deadline to do a brief, you set Mr. Sipes' deadline to do a brief, and then you said we'll have the hearing on the March 1st date. And it could be that from that comment to the paper and that never took place.
never happened. Yeah. Myrna, I'm going to ask if you look up, and I'll get you the cause number because I know I have some documents here handy, but I don't see it on today's docket. So maybe we just need to get you set.
Yeah, and I'm not available on the 8th, but I am on the 15th if you want to do it on the 15th.
Okay. Myrna, let's look at the 15th because I also won't be available on the 8th, and then we'll have to confer with Mr. Sipes. My apologies, Mr. Davis, but I don't see it this afternoon. That's what threw me off, but you're right. You're right. I remember we were moving into March because everybody had so much on their plate.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine, Your Honor. I'm ready.
Okay.
And I can go put it,
Okay, we'll look it up. Yes.
and I will be by Zoom at 1:30. Thanks.
Okay, sounds good.
Judge, may I be excused?
Absolutely. Anything
All right.
else, Mr. Riojas?
No, you Judge. No, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Take care. Okay, who's next?
Judge, on top of page 2, Ms. Mendez is here for that cause number, but
Oh,
the attorneys are.
did anybody else show up on cause number 2020 DCV 3335?
No, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Mendez, Mr. Rincon is in trial. And so we were going to reset this for 2 weeks. I don't know. Do you know if there's been any movement in this case?
To my understanding, Judge, there's nothing new to report from
Okay.
when we last were before you.
Okay. Thank you very much. We kind of got a heads up from Mr. Rincon's office very late yesterday. So even though they're next door, I didn't realize that it was him that was in trial. So we're going to reset that for 2 weeks. Thank you, Ms. Mendez.
Thank you, Judge.
Who's next?
Second one on page 2, Judge, in cause number 2021 DCV 2913, Jaime A. Montes versus Mimbela Construction, Inc. Announcement of council, please.
Good morning, Jonathan Baeza for the plaintiff, Mr. Montes.
Morning, Gilbert Sanchez on behalf of defendant Mimbela Contractors, Inc.
Okay, final status conference, gentlemen. Where are we on this one?
Well, as you'll recall, Judge, this was a case that we received from Mr. James.
Mm-hmm.
And October, November, the parties were able to exchange written discovery. And we know that there's a mediation deadline set for April 5th. We agreed on Via.
Mhm.
He's very busy, but we were able to get in April 17th.
Okay,
So we're before the final pre-trial, before the trial, we're able to get in on mediation with him. We're hoping to have it settled on that day, Your Honor.
okay, so that's a Monday. Let me see. Well, okay, I was trying to see, but that'll push us right up to the docket call. So I'll just, we're gonna cancel the the April 5th final civil pretrial. And I'll just see you at docket call with a notation there to check on the mediation. Obviously, if you all are successful there, hopefully we'll hear from you ahead of that, okay? But no more April 5th, unless you all need to come in for something, I don't see any point in bringing you in.
No, I think that works, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, gentlemen, thank you, good luck.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Judge, I have two attorneys here for the third case on page 2.
Mhm.
Show it canceled in cause number 2022 DCV 2906 Discover Bank versus Luis Alamo. Announcement of counsel, please.
Good afternoon, Bobby Ramos for defendant.
Mr. Sherian, is that your case? Are you here on behalf of plaintiff?
Discover versus.
So your audio is completely terrible. Can you try and work on your audio? I see that you have the case designated on your name, but we can't hear you.
I'm sorry, is this for the Discover Bank versus Luis Alamo case?
It is. Mhm.
Oh, yes.
So we can't hear you. I'm going to remove you, see if you can log back
Case,
in.
Your Honor. Anthony Charin here, I'm playing Discover Bank.
Yeah, that's not. We'll come back to that one. Who's next?
I don't have full parties after that.
Okay, right. That's the one I was thinking of, Myrna, the one that, so Mr. Ramos and the other gentleman, unless they need to address the court, they submitted an amended scheduling order. So we don't have anything to cover unless they want to talk to me.
From defendant, that's all we needed was just to for you to enter in the agreed scheduling order.
Alrighty, thank you.
All right, may I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, who's next?
Thank you.
Did you say nobody else is?
No, Judge, on page 3, I have Ms. Beltran here, but I've been trying to get a hold of Mr. Gray, Travis Gray.
And Your Honor, we received a notice this morning, an email that he's having an urgent family situation and he had asked for a continuance. And I'm covering for Hector, he is on an airplane. And so my understanding is that the heir or one of the heirs is attempting to pay off this mortgage to resolve the conflict, but he's having a hard time communicating with the mortgage company because he's not a declared heir at interest.
Mm-hmm.
So we are working, the attorneys are working to try to connect the two parties so that this issue can get resolved. But they are requesting additional time to be able to accomplish that end goal.
And it is Mr. Gray, Ms. Beltran, that you're speaking with. There's not another attorney there.
It is Travis Gray and Hector Beltran that are communicating with each other.
Okay. And so I'm good to excuse you, Angie, but he did not communicate with the court, did he, Mr. Marufo, Ms. Hernandez?
Not with you, Judge.
that notice, Judge.
Okay, so we need to follow up with him. What I think we'll do there is, I mean, this is the 8th status conference, but I understand it may be a little complicated. I'm going to reset it for 60 days. Okay.
And it was his assistant that reached out to us this morning referencing an urgent matter. And so the assistant and Hector communicated this morning by email.
Got it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.
You too. Okay, anyone else ready?
No, Judge, still waiting on complete party.
Okay, on the defaults, 2840 and 1479, those aren't ready? Oh,
No, Judge. And on the last one on page 3, Mr. Nevares is here, but Mr. Jesse Ramirez was supposed to log in. He contacted me this morning. And so